This video is a part of the A to Z series of Python language where I go through all the built-in functions of Python starting with letter Z with a description of how to use them. The imported library functions and classes are written using these built-in functions only. So you can consider this as a foundation of the entire Python language. If you have landed directly on this video, you can check out the entire playlist in the iCard above or through the link in the description. Otherwise, watch this video till the end as I will also give real project examples where these functions might be useful wherever I can. My name is Aditya Shenoy from Brainy Things, where I make programming simple and fun. YouTube statistics show that a small percentage of you who watch my videos are actually subscribed to this channel, so if you end up liking this video, please consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind in future. In this video, we are going to discuss the zip function. This function takes any number of parameters, all of which should be iterables. So for this example, we will pass two iterables. One will be a list, one can be tuple or any other iterables. So for the first iterable, we are passing 1, 2, 3, and the second iterable can contain 10, 20, and 30. Any values is acceptable. This returns a zip object which can be used in a for loop or can be converted to other iterables. Let's first convert this into a list. So I will pass this entire zip object inside the list function, and as you can see, the final list consists of a tuple of values, and each element inside this tuple is the corresponding elements of the iterables that we pass inside the zip function. Now, as we are passing two iterables to the zip function, the tuple of the final zip object will contain two elements in each of the tuple. If we pass 3 iterables or more iterables to the zip function, we will get that many number of elements inside each of this tuple. So the final list that is constructed is 1, 10, then 2, 20, and 3, 30. You can try to visualize the actual zip that is present in our bags and clothings. The two lines of the zip are interlaced with each elements alternating. So one will go with 10, 2 will go with 20, and so on. If the sizes of the iterables are not equal, then the elements of all the iterables are considered only up to the shortest length. So if we pass 3 elements as the first iterable and 2 elements in the second iterable, the final list will contain only 2 elements. That means the shortest iterable is this, so the bigger elements, all other iterables will be considered only till the length of the shortest iterable. So 3 is ignored. So 1, 10 and 2, 20 will be returned. Let's see a small example which will make you understand why this function is useful. So I will create two lists, names equal to A, B and C, and I will create a second list of marks 60, 70 and 80, just random values. This specifies that A has a marks of 60, B has a marks of 70, C has a marks of 80. Now if we want to print the names of the students along with their marks, we can use a for loop for I in range len of names. We can pass here marks as well because both the lists are having same length, and inside this we can print names of I comma marks of I, so that both these values are separated by a space, and if we run this we get A60, B70, C80. That is the required output. But in this code we are using indices when we don't require them at all. We only wanted to print the elements of this list and not the indices. The indices were used to just make association between these two lists. So in this case we can use the zip function. So I will create a new cell and I will copy this two lists, and instead of this for loop we can use for name mark in zip names and marks print name and mark. It will return the same output as before. So what this zip function will do, it will take one element from names and one element from marks and assign it to name and mark. The first iteration will carry A and 60, for name and mark respectively, and it will print the name and mark. This is exactly the same as before, but note that how easy to read and easy to write this code is. Now imagine that you have three lists in your code. So it will be so hard to write the code and read to code as well, to maintain the indices of all the lists and elements and access the elements in those indices. This is a simple example to print the elements, but the actual code where the zip function is required will be very complicated, and zip functions make this code very easy to write and read. So whenever you have a for loop accessing multiple elements from different iterables like this, you can use zip function. So these were all the built-in functions that start with letter Z. If you ended up liking this video, please press that like button, comment any feedback that you have for this video or this channel, share this video with your friends. The code that I write in all my videos of this channel is available in my GitHub profile, whose link is in the description. You can connect to me via LinkedIn, whose link is again in the description, and I will see you in the next video.